Welcome to the 104th meet of AoE. This is 22nd May and the month of May is important. The AoE calendars, there is already a very profound statement there in relation to the current times, especially in relation to current times that we have, which is problems are not signs, they are guidelines. If you notice, it's at the bottom of the calendar. May is also an important month because four very good AoE members have their birthdays there. Happy birthday, Rajeev, Naresh, Atul, and Abhijit. Today we have some interesting session lined up during the meeting. Our internal speaker is this wonderful financial planner, AoEan Neeraj Chauhan, who is a personal financial planner for many of us. And we also see him many times on ZTV and other newspapers and everywhere. Today we are going to hear him live here at AoE. We have a interesting guest speaker session who is going to teach us not only about the learnings from our journey, but some probably very good things about yoga, the mind, and the body. Introducing AoE, AoE was formed by like-minded entrepreneurs. The principal reason being to have an session with the common aim of development of personal knowledge and business through pooling of resources available with each of them, and to enlarge fellow member base, to be able to have a large resource pool, create sufficient opportunities to interact with fellow members in order to develop trust and relationship, help fellow members through sharing of knowledge and experience in order to help them expand their horizons. There are more on the list which are there on the website. There's about some facts in our history. We are registered as a non-profit body. We meet every month, usually on third Saturdays. We have been meeting since 2012. We used to meet at India Habitat Center, but had to move to these video conferencing forums because of Corona times. Our quarterly socials and annual day celebrations were an opportunity to build great relationship with AOEans and families. We have actually built up, many of us have built up some great memories, the reason for because of which we all like seeing each other even at these forums. Uh, the really good work for AOE was done by our founder chairman and subsequent chairman, Mr. Veer Sagar and Naveen Sardana. The current managing team consists of me, which is Shishir Chaturvedi, the chairman, Naresh, which is the vice chairman, Baljeet Singh is the general secretary, Vikas Rajput is the treasurer, and Abhineet is secretary, and Tejinder is the executive. All of us try to put in our best work, and thank you the entire managing team in advance. And we of course have the guidance of our past chairmen available to us. The members of AOE are listed on our website aoeindia.in. If you want to make any changes to your profiles or you don't find yourself here, please connect with our executive, Mr. Tejinder, and he will do the necessary work there. AOE, I mean, entrepreneurship is a lonely journey is a statement that AOE understand very well and therefore provides a great platform for valuable learning from guest speakers, interaction and learning from some very good fellow entrepreneurs and good human beings, and a possibility of doing one-to-ones and building relationship with some great people from varied fields, which probably you would not have a chance to connect with. Move on to the next item on the agenda, which is introduction of members. Can I request Mr. Rajeev Kohli, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Rajeev Kohli, and I am a founder member of AoE. I served as a lieutenant. I took retirement from the Indian Army as a lieutenant colonel in '91, and then I have been since then I was doing my own business in the area of telecom and software. I am currently retired from business, and I mentor a company which is involved in IoT products.
Thank you, Rajiv. Can I request Mr. Naveen Sardana, please?
Good evening, AOE. Uh, I'm Naveen Sardana, partner in Living Luxuries and former president of AoE. Our business in Living Luxuries is basically modular kitchens and furniture, modular wardrobes and vanities. We were into imports of kitchens, but now with the quality of Indian kitchens having improved substantially, our focus is totally on Indian kitchens. And besides that, we are in the business of high-end kitchen built-in appliances, whether it is Gagana, whether it is Falmec or large Armenia or any international brand, the top-end brands are available with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen. Can I request Mr. Sanjeev Narayan, please?
Good evening, everybody. This is Sanjeev Narayan. I come from the background of an electronic industry, and I have my units in Gurgaon and Manesar. We are into electronic manufacturing, where we are doing the assembly of PC boards, and we have these highly automated machines, and that's what we have been doing. In the last 30 years, that's been my business. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Mr. Viren Malik, please.
This is Virender Malik. I'm in printing and publishing, more into publishing now, for B2B magazines in the subject of printing. Thank you.
Thank you, Virendra. Can I request Mr. Neeraj Bhargav, please?
Hello everyone, I am Neeraj Bhargav. I have a offset-based printing and packaging unit at Greater Noida. It's a family-owned business. Thank you.
Thank you, Neeraj. Mr. Varun Madhok, please.
Good afternoon to all dear friends. My name is Varun Madhok. We operate under two businesses. One is into construction. So we are primary South Delhi based builders doing construction prime locations, Swaminagar, GK, New Friends, Corley and Safdarjung. So that is one of our family businesses. Apart from that, I run a consultancy company by the name of Fortune Group Consultant. This is primary into buying, selling, leasing of schools, hospital, hotels, land consolidation, retail market, farmers, anything to do with real estate. We have seasoned professionals with us, and I am one of the founding members of AoE. Proud to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Varun. Can I request Mr. Arjun Pandey, please?
I am Arjun Pandey. I have a background in media content. I own and run a production house called 24 Frames. I'm also, I have equity in a news channel called India Ahead. Looking to expand with a Hindi news channel as well. So in the next month or so, we should have that added as well. So any help I can do for anyone in terms of content, please let me know.
Thank you, Arjun. Mr. Atul Kumar, please.
Hello, I am Atul Kumar. I have two caps. One is my own business, which is run by the name of OM. OM operates out of India, which is specializes in healthcare services. And OM also has a vertical where we represent foreign companies in India to sell their products into India. But the products are not consumer products, they're all industrial products. And number two, I am also presently the president of a Chamber of Commerce. The chamber operates in 60 countries and has its independent chambers in 17 countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Atul. Can I request Mr. Neeraj Chauhan, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Neeraj. I am a certified financial planner by profession, and I help people managing money smartly. I'm doing this for last over 2 decades now, and proud to be a member of AoE here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Abhijit Roy, please.
I am Baljeet Singh Bedi, founder member, and presently secretary of AoE. I am a chartered accountant chartered accountant by profession, with 40 years in practice. We are a partnership of 3 chartered accountants. We are looking to add clients to our firm for audit, tax audit, income tax, bank loan, syndication, FEMA, GST, and we are good at financial planning and advice in business planning. Thank you.
Thank you, Baljeet. Abhijit, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Abhijit from Apna Infotech, a boutique commando unit of software engineers. We predominantly serve customers in US and Australia with a focus on financial service market. The high point of my month was when a recent joinee told me that in 15 years of professional experience, this is his 4th company, and he's amazed by the great culture, organization culture that we have built at Apna. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you, Abhijit. Mr. Naresh Vij, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry. I think something is wrong with my video, but never mind. I'm one of the founder member of AoE, and I'm founder of Kaveri Consultants. We are a boutique manufacturing unit helping startup designers in US and Europe to manufacture high quality, high value, designer products for them, and moving more towards the sustainable product which we're doing. Other than this business, which is practically on automotive, I am also involved into management teachings as faculty, representing many colleges, and providing management consultancy to IT industry for supply chain management and logistics, and for setting up international division for textile and apparel industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Naresh. Can I request Mr. Sanjoy?
Good afternoon. My name is Sanjoy Sehgal. I'm from Accent Software. We make software products for the worldwide fashion industry. Our hottest product is WebTNA, in which a fashion company can switch from Excel to our product within 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjoy. Can I request Mr. Rajeev Shastri to please introduce himself?
Good evening. I'm Rajesh Sastry, founder member, and I run a consulting firm by the name of Vipra Associates. We deal in compliances for small and medium business organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh. Mr. Ajay Amar, please.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Ajay Amar. I'm a chartered accountant by training. Traditional business is indenting, where we represent several companies in India for wire harness accessories, which we supply to the length and breadth of India. We have another vertical, which is compliance for POSH, which is prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. Our latest company that we've signed on is Bosch for their all India employees, to more than 12,000 employees. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ajay. Can I request Mr. Vikas Rajput, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vikas Rajput. I'm Director E-Tech Services. So we are a software company specializing in healthcare and development sectors. Our recent success has been an app which we developed pro bono for the state of Himachal Pradesh by the name of TB Mukt Himachal. It's an awareness app which helps the citizens of Himachal Pradesh access nearest TB testing facilities with ease. It got a special mention award in the recently concluded Ambiliant Awards 2021. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Praveen Prasangi, please.
Hi, I'm Praveen Prasangi. I run a firm called Vanguard Design. We do architectural and design. We are a boutique firm. We do generally commercial buildings, pretty much everything from hotels to hospitals, everything else. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Praveen. Can I request Mr. Abhineet Seth?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Abhineet Seth, and I run Abode Crafts. We create, restore, and transform spaces. Started Jan 2015. We are today an end-to-end design build company for independent houses, apartments, offices, retail spaces, and warehouses. You can leave all your home and office building troubles to us, starting from finding the right location to designing, licensing for approvals, and thereby complete execution as a one-stop shop. Stipulated time frame solutions is what you can expect from us. Thank you.
Thanks, Abhineet. Guess I have covered almost all members. I am Shishir, a founder member and current chairman of AoE. My work is in the wonderful world of essential oils that are extracted naturally from plants and flowers, which have unique aromas, but are used apart from aroma also for mind, body, and soul. My company name is Miraki Essentials. The brand name is Miraki Essentials. We sell through our website, mirakiessentials.com, and from e-marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, and also through some organic stores in metro cities. That's about me. If I missed any member, you can please let me know right away. Mr. Bodoloi, can you please introduce yourself?
I have a background with market research, technology, and the media. And in fact, I spent a sizable a year of this thing span in the media, in fact. So now recently I started my entrepreneurial journey in using corporate communication strategy and all for enhancing brand awareness and reputation. So pleasure to be with this group.
Thank you, Mr. Bodoloi. Can I request Mr. Satyendra Singh to please introduce himself?
Hi, Satyendra Singh here. I have a buying agency, I started back in 2008. I have a buying agency experience of almost 20 years. And so in last about 12 years, we've grown a lot. We have stabilized ourselves. We have increased our market base. And the pandemic has really not affected us. It's fortunately, we are in the market segment where most of our clients belong to e-commerce and not retailers. So,
thank you, Satyendra. Can I request Ms. Ritu Bhargav to please introduce herself?
Good evening, everybody. I am Ritu Bhargav, wife of Neeraj Bhargav. And I have my own business that I am a service provider to paper mills pan India. So we basically install our machines, manpower, or run their sophisticated equipments, whatever comes up with paper mills. And thank you.
Thank you, Rituji. And that brings us to our next item on the agenda, which is inducting a new member. Mr. Mandeep Basu. Mandeep Vasu. I am pronouncing the name wrongly, Mr. Vasu. Since Vikas knows you probably much better than most of the other people in the group, can I request Vikas to please let us know something about Mandeep?
Thanks, Shishir. I've known Mandeep for almost 8-9 years now, or maybe 10. I don't remember exactly. We both were part of the Bulletproof Manager course, which was a management thing, and we connected really well during that time. I think Abhijit was also there at that point of time. And I really admired the way Mandeep would put across his points on various business and management issues during those sessions. So we connected very well, had a lot of chats on the sidelines of that course. After that, I think we have met a few times, but somehow we have not been in very regular touch, which I would like to happen very soon. It was a pleasant surprise to see him in the AoE meeting recently, and I am glad that he has joined AoE. I'm really looking forward to see him regularly over here and to gain wisdom from his vast experience of his successful entrepreneurial journey. So, Mandeep, welcome to AoE, and I would request you to brief the group about you and your business a little bit. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Vikas. I think I just want to point out that in this group, you missed out Arjun, who was also part of APM.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't penalize him for not having graduated.
No, sir, I graduated finally.
Oh, you did finally. Good job, Arjun. So that was a fun time, a lot of learning there. And well, I still am in the same business that I was in when I first met Vikas 10 years ago, which is manufacturing and exporting of garments. So we used to be 100% doing women's wear exports. But last few years, we moved more towards the Indian market because the organized sector here is growing. So it's not such a challenge as it used to be years ago to work with retailers. My preferred markets, I think, are still international, women's wear and kids. But given the pandemic, we've pivoted very strongly towards domestic, which has saved us and allowed us to continue to grow despite all the mess of the pandemic. Thank you, Shishir, and thank you for the gift of the plant. Very kind of you to have sent it.
Thank you, Mandeep. Mr. Pankaj, please, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, everybody. This is Pankaj Mathur. I have essentially been in the IT and telecom industry. I spent around 35 years started with DCM Data Systems, then with HP, Hewlett Packard, and then IBM, and then finally with Orange Business Services. And then after that, I started an entrepreneurial journey with a couple of friends. And what we do is something very unique. It is about artificial intelligence, which is also the new trend nowadays. And we feel very strongly that IT is pivoting around AI. And therefore, a lot of new solutions which basically have impact directly on businesses is what we are able to bring through to our customers. So we think that most companies should today look at artificial intelligence and seeing how we can start a journey which can be most profitable and basically changing to the new future.
Thank you, Pankaj. Can you also let us know who invited you here?
Neeraj Bhargav.
That brings us to our next step. We talk about one-to-one between members, which is so very important for building relationships. Can I request Mr. Vikas Rajput to please take over from here?
So as entrepreneurs, we all realize how critical one-to-one interactions are for the purpose of building trust. And at AoE, we firmly believe that trust should be built, relationship be nurtured, and business will automatically follow. As a ritual, we shall focus even more to enable one-to-ones amongst all our fellow members. And other than introducing ourselves, we shall also be introduced by a fellow member at times. We request each AoEan to take up the initiative to present a fellow AoEan in future. This month, I did a one-to-one with our internal speaker, Mr. Neeraj Chauhan. Before that, I would request Abhineet if he can introduce Mr. Naresh, which I believe he has done a one-to-one with him.
Thank you, Vikas. I'll just... Yeah. The essence to leverage your network does not just depend or happen in meetings with people at great forums. The bond strengthens during and after one-to-one meetings. And it's never too late to start. It's my pleasure today to speak about Mr. Naresh Vij, founder, member, and vice chairman AoE. Mr. Naresh Vij has a rich experience spanning 4 decades across textile industry. Not only does he run a successful boutique apparel manufacturing unit, Kaveri Consultants, he is a management professor and training consultant as well. Bharatiya Vidyapeeth, Bridge School of Management, Ansal University, Gurgaon are few of the places you can catch his pearls of wisdom at. His company, Kaveri Consultants, is an apparel and textile unit run for women, by women, with love. While more than 90% of his clients internationally utilize their USP of designer styling, high value, high quality, low volume orders, they are also today Raymond authorized customized tailoring hub. And now the icing on top. Naresh is an avid sports person. He's an India ranked 25 in seniors category in tennis and world number 1096. His corporate trainings hence are a wonderful amalgamation of his experience from apparel and textile industry, business etiquettes, and sportsmanship. His wife, Mrs. Ritu Vij, herself being the then captain of her college hockey team at Venki, South Campus, is a support system for Kaveri Consultants as well. Their daughter, Kaveri, runs an acclaimed wedding planning company and designer events. The name of the company is Designer Events Inc. Over to Vikas.
Thank you, Vinit. I had a one-to-one with the AoEan Neeraj Chauhan. He's also happens to be the internal speaker for this meeting. Neeraj is a certified financial planner with experience of over 23 years in financial services. He's coaching, guiding, counseling, and helping people to deal with various personal financial issues, helping to set up plans which cover individuals' financial goals that results in healthy and happy fiscal life, helping people with tools, methods, and guidance in evaluating their personal finances, and also providing them a platform to see their state of finances over time and assess the impact of their today's decisions on their future. Working with clients over the last 2 decades to evolve an integrated financial plan for their family, they develop an understanding of a client's current and expected lifestyle, expected milestones, dreams, and aspirations, and their ability and willingness to take on risks. Neeraj is a life member of MDRT, a member of IFAA. He has received various industry awards over the last 23 years. His regular bites are published in ET Wealth, Times of India, Z News, etc. So with this, over to you, Neeraj ji, for the presentation.
Thank you, Vikas. Thank you so much for the introduction. It is always said, "Pehla sukh nirogi kaya, और दूसरा सुख घर में हो माया." But today, Shishir ji has given me an opportunity to represent first, then the health, maybe in the materialistic word. But nevertheless, I will try to justify that. So, as Vikas just said, I did my pharmacy way back in 1990. And after completing my pharmacy, I had a choice to open a shop for a chemist or do something else. So I decided not to open a pharmacy shop because I was not a guy who can sit so long hours in a shop. So that's why I just skipped that. And I joined a profession of financial planning. To begin with, it was not a decision of which I had chosen to. I just wanted to have something to support my family and to support myself to be independent. So we had a guy who used to come to our home for giving insurances. He was an officer with the LIC of India. And he just asked, "Why don't you become an agent of LIC?" I said, "Why? How it is going to help me?" He said, "You will earn some money as you are pursuing your education further." So I said, "Okay, kitna kaam karna padega?" He said, "Jada nahi, I'll help you how to take it, how to speak to people and everything. I'll handhold you." I said, "Fine, if as long as it is not full time and I can justify that with my education, I'm okay." So that's how this whole journey started way back in 1990. 1990, this is how I took the plunge into this very profession. And it is not very easy to begin in a financial services, especially when you have to sell a product and everyone runs around, "I don't know, I don't want to buy." So always the first client is your wow, right? That's the easiest sell you can make. And that's what I did. I sold my first financial product to my mom. And that was for 2 reasons, because no one else was ready to buy from a newcomer in the newbie. At the same time, I just wanted to have a blessings, to start my profession. And that's how it goes. But thereafter we start working, I became a little serious about it because I was also pursuing my graduation while I was selling insurances. And then I got my first major client. And the reason why I got my first major client from a referral is because the client was very, very busy and he was not available during the day, and no one is approaching him during the late hours. And his first condition was, can you come to me at 9:30, 10 in the evening? Because I'm not available during the day. And I said, yes, because I was always like, I can work anytime. And that time I had all the desire to run around. So I met him at 10:30 in the evening, and he was quite impressed that you are the only guy who has come. So many people have promised me to come, and we discussed it out. We interacted a lot, and that day I came back home around 1:30 after closing my sale. So we in a financial mall, our tagline is intelligent investment with integrity, and it is not just a tagline. We always try to live by it. Our first forte was to increase our information, to increase the education, to increase how we can pitch the right product for the client, how it can be intelligent, which from the same sphere, and how to be very, very ethical. We never made a sale in our life where the client was likely to compromise on anything. If something was not right for the client, we straight away said no, and we told him why it is not right for him, why he should choose something else, or what he should do. We learned our first lesson, the first jolt, which was quite decent in the market, if you have heard of. It was the 1992 market crash. It was a Harshad Mehta scam. Luckily for us, we were not very old into the system, so the damages to us were far lesser. But the lessons learned were very, very important. And all those lessons we took with us till date. We understand how to mitigate risk. Now we know that we don't have to be carried away with the big moves in the market. We don't have to be greedy. We have to be very, very prudent while making any investment decision. And then the day come, it was 2013, when I qualified for MDRT, though I was qualifying it for the last couple of years, which is a $1 million round table, and it's a financial association of professionals across the world. So I decided to go there and attend this meeting for the first time. When I went there, it was a huge conglomerate of industry professionals, the investment professionals from all over the world, a gathering of over 20,000 people in a room. And it was a wow factor for me. So when I went there, we started interacting with people or the investors or the professionals from other countries. And that's when I realized that we are in India just like a Koop Manduk. And we have to have a wider horizon right now. And how other countries are evolving in this particular space, how the advisors there are evolving, what are the challenges they are facing, what kind of opportunities are there, and how the future looks like to be. And it changed a total mindset, after reaching there and attending those meetings for next a week. And that's we changed our practices thereafter, and we started getting recognized. We started getting recognized not only from the industry, but from other various market players or the market guys. So we started being invited from various media houses for giving some bites initially on personal finance on the subject, and writing some columns there. And then we started getting assignments to speak on the platforms to the investors. So the dream moments for us is, when I went to MDRT for the first time, and I was just in awe of 20,000 people. I was thinking, will I get someday one opportunity to speak here? And as the God was listening to me, and I got that opportunity 3 years or 5 years from there, and I got an opportunity to speak in front of 20,000 people there, and I became the first Indian speaker to speak on this platform, and I was so happy about it. I never thought I will get this opportunity, but God has been kind. And then not only this, I got an opportunity to represent India by taking my flag and hosting a flag in US. It was again a very proud moment for me. Today, as I speak, we are amongst the top 1% financial planners and advisors in the country. We manage over 600 crores of assets, and we are serving over 1,200 families as of now. some tips as a financial planner, what we think. If I can ask you, how many of you recognize these logos? Anyone, you can write or you can unmute yourself and tell me if you know these logos. This is one logo is of Tinder. How many of you know about it? You have heard of it, Mandeep. You are the youngest of the lot. And another is OkCupid, right? Both these companies are into dating services. They give dating apps, right? And if you look at recently, they are in the news because of the lockdown. There are so many of the lonely people there, and they are doing a lot of business. There's a match group from US, and if you look at the company has grown like anything in last 5 years, just below $50, which is currently trading at 143. And with this pandemic worldwide, a lot of people are using their apps and they are making money out of it, and the business is growing. So the point here is that you don't know about it. Always look from the eyes of the investors, not from just the consumers. And we have so many industries in front of us where we consume their services. For example, we have so many companies like Havels. We all use their products. We have companies like ITC. We all use their products. First tip to all of you is if you know a company which is a great company which is selling a great product, why not participate in the growth of that company by buying stocks? Don't just look at the share as that company as a stock. I'm open for questions. If anyone has any, happy to answer that.
I don't have a question, Neeraj. I loved what you said. But keep in mind that this is what you do for a living. Let me take my example. I'm into a very different business. Now I keep asking myself, should I be learning more about saving or should I concentrate more on my business? Should my skills be used to the best of our ability to increase the business or stabilize the business, or should I start thinking about saving? So in cases like what I believe is in cases like this, we need somebody like you. It's all easy. Well, again, what I said is, I'm repeating myself because you are in the business. So you've laid out everything on a piece of paper and it all looks very simple to you. But for us, it's not that simple. You ask me about how to run a buying agency and what to look at and what not to look at, and what markets to get into, what vendors to work with and what clients to work with. I can lay it out like hell. But again, because that's what I am good at, okay? Now, when it comes to financial investment and all, I won't say I'm bad at that, but that is not my area of interest, okay? So we need people like you whom we can be totally dependent upon are going to give us the right advice and do what we need to do. And to tell you frankly, there are very few like you who will tell us what is good and what is bad. Everybody tells about something, about any instrument you take, they'll tell you what is good about it. Nobody tells you what's bad about it. What's the downside? Nobody tells you the downside. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, it is something what you basically listed as an eye opener. But again, this needs time. This needs a lot of time. If I start trying to do investment myself, I need to know a lot more. Then I know. And then I start asking myself a question that if I work for 10 hours a day, which is quite long a time, should I be investing into that 10 hours into my business, or should I take out 3 hours and invest it into something else?
Satyendra, I was just listening to you, and I was in the same dilemma about almost 11 years back when I first met Neeraj, and since then I have come to depend on him totally.
That's what I said.
Right. So every single time the longer our relationship has been, the more trust it has been. I can see Arjun raising a hand. He also has a question.
Yeah, thank you. So Neeraj bhai, thank you. You've been helping us, both me and my wife Ambika, with our financial savings, and I think it's been a good journey. One of the incidents I remember, of course, is at one time markets were down, business was bad. Just post GST demo, I think, and I was like, I'm going to cash in some of my savings, and you told me not to, and I did. And anyways, one wouldn't have, there'd be more corpus there, but post that, one's back on track with the savings, and must thank you for keeping that discipline and regime there. So, highest recommendations always for Neeraj Bhai and Financial Mall. My question to you is with regards to maybe investments outside of India. Indians are now allowed to put money outside of India. Yields are much better in India, possibly, but maybe, an 8 to 10% yield with the compounding effect. Just also given this whole recent second wave of COVID, I think with my kids who are young, 11 and 6, one is looking at options for maybe outside of India where one could place them as a secondary option in the future. So with that, how does one go about that? Do you guys do any of that? And if so, could you also put us in the loop with that?
What you said is rightly very important today. Not all kind of instruments are available in our country. The kind of companies, the kind of industries which are present in overseas markets, maybe to China or US, two big economies. Today you can make investments there, but it boils down to your involvement in that particular thing. If you want to be very, very highly involved and you understand which stock to buy, we have options nowadays where you can directly buy these stocks on US exchanges or Hang Seng and other exchanges and make your own portfolio.
Thank you, Neeraj. I think our time is up. So
Thank you, sir.
Anyone who has any more questions can contact Neeraj. Those who don't have his number, his contacts are available on Financial Mall's website and also on AoE India's website. Can I request our Vice Chairman Naresh Vish to put our formal word of thanks?
Okay. Thank you, Neeraj. It's been a wonderful. I know you for a very, very long time, and I've heard nothing but praises from everybody. Very happy to have an AoEan who is so very well trusted by everyone. And I appreciate your wisdom, sharing your help. You've helped many in promoting them for different platforms. You were very instrumental in, having me at one of the MDRT forum where almost 800 people were there. Right? We appreciate your wisdom, and the only thought which is coming to my mind is your exposure to AoEan is less. I think, how do you, propose to something like that, whoever is interested in that, maybe one-to-one chat or something, that would be very interesting, right? So, but thank you for the nice words of wisdom, and we always value you as one of the knowledgeable AoEan. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neeraj. Maybe we move on to our next session, and I request our Vice Chairman, Mr. Naresh Vish, to please introduce our guest speaker of the day.
Yeah, good evening once again to everybody. Welcome, Vishuji. Let me introduce her. One of the most vibrant and always happy figure. She lives in the neighborhood, and very, very, very interesting person, I must say. Let me formally introduce her. Vishu Gupta has been teaching yoga since last 21 years. She's a permanent yoga teacher in one of the prominent schools in Delhi for the last 13 years. She's done Masters in Chemistry from University of Delhi. She's done BA in Yoga from University of Mumbai. And she's pursuing MA in Yoga from JBB University in Rajasthan. She studied naturopathy, acupressure, and Sujok therapy. She's also a third-degree Reiki master. She's also held workshops on weight loss and anytime yoga. She can be followed on her Instagram page called anytimeyoga.vishu for guidance on yoga. I welcome you. I would be very happy to learn something more about yoga, which everybody wishes in the mind to do it, but never gets to do it. So maybe some inspiration from you for this time. And we would love to know about your story, how you have become a yoga instructor. Welcome to you. Thank you.
I'm really honored to be on this platform. Thank you so much for making me a part of this esteemed gathering. And a special thanks to Nareshji for giving that beautiful introduction. I hope I'm able to live up to your standards. My yoga journey started in 1997 in Mumbai. I've always been very regular with my walk and my exercise, and I maintained my weight at 50 kgs. I had gained 25 kgs during my second pregnancy because of water retention. I felt I didn't belong to this body. A friend suggested me to do yoga. The day I stepped into the Yoga Institute in Mumbai, it was like a new birth for me. It is the oldest yoga institute in India. In just 3 months, I lost 15 kgs of weight and I felt really healthy about myself. I wanted to learn more about yoga. I decided to join the 7-month teachers training program course at the Yoga Institute. The prerequisite to that course was a 7 days residential course at the Yoga Institute. They wanted to give us an experience of a yogic way of life by cutting off from the outside world. This was a big challenge for me as my sons were just 2 and 7 years old and we were in a nuclear setup. I requested Guruji if he would allow me to go home at night to be with my kids. I assured him that I'll follow all the rules of the course. By God's grace, he allowed me to report at 5:30 a.m. in the morning and leave after dinner at 8:30 p.m. On the first day of the course, we had the orientation. During the orientation, the coordinator asked about the problems in my life. She also asked me to count how many breaths I can take in 1 minute. I told her that I was very frustrated and unhappy being a housewife, looking after mundane household chores, and after being a university topper, so I was very, very disillusioned with my life. My breath count was 25 per minute. Normal breath count should be 12 to 20. My house was a 12-minute walk from the Yoga Institute. I used to leave for the institute at 5:15 a.m. Right after dinner, I would go back home running to be with my kids at 8:30. My stomach would start paining because of running right after my dinner. By the third day, it dawned upon me that my kids have been alone without me since 5:15 a.m. in the morning. I would save a maximum of 2 minutes by running back home. I then started walking back home, smiling and singing to myself. My first lesson in yoga was my first duty is towards myself, to keep myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually healthy. Only then can I serve my family, my workplace, and my society to the best of my capacity. Based on that one lesson, I continued and progressed in my journey in yoga. I also learned that the guru appears when the student is ready to learn. Those 7 days were the most spiritual days of my life. We ate sattvic food at regular intervals, learned yoga asanas, pranayams, meditation, relaxation, attended lectures, did yoga cleansing kriyas, and did karma yoga like sweeping, scrubbing pots, and cleaning toilets, etc. Karma yoga helped in reducing my ego. I felt that I was scrubbing my negativity away. On the last day, the coordinator asked me again about my problems and breath count. My answer had completely changed on the last day of the course. My breath count was now only 8 minutes per minute. I was very happy and content with my life. It was only by God's grace and my Guru's blessing that I successfully completed my 7 days course. My kids were fine during those 7 days. If there was the slightest problem at home, I would have left the course immediately. After completing the 7 days residential course, I joined the 7 months teachers training course. The classes were held at 6 to 8 in the evening, which was a very convenient time for me. My kids used to be playing at that time, and my husband would reach home by 7:30. We had to attend 210 days of classes in a span of 1 year. This flexibility helped me to manage my home and classes. For 3 months, when I didn't have my servant, I did step into the institute, and I asked for an extension that I could just complete in 15 months of my course. I was always the last one to reach for the class and the first one to leave, because I want to minimize leaving my children alone. I hardly spoke to anyone and was totally focused on my classes. Due to some problem at home, I didn't attend the classes for 2 days. After 2 days, when I went to the institute, few people asked me why I didn't come for the class. I learned a lot at the health camps that included cardiac, respiratory, diabetic, orthopedic, weight loss, pregnancy, and menopause camps. There were also educational camps like mind and memory, focus, and concentration. We were taught to live a yogic way of life so that we can be an example to our family, to our kids, and to our society. My husband also joined the Yoga Institute and completed the teacher's training course. Though he is my most difficult student and doesn't do much. My kids also learned yoga and are still following it. Yoga is a complete package that takes care of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. After completing my course, I started taking classes at home. I wanted to teach yoga to housewives like me, who generally neglect themselves to look after their families. There was one lady who used to come to my class in Mumbai, and her daughter used to accompany her. And I asked her that, and she knew yoga, the daughter knew yoga, that why are you coming? So she said that I come here with my mother because this is the only place where she loves and she does something. So I always remember that how doting that mother was and how this was making a difference in her mother's life. I had many weight loss and stress management workshops as well. I did a diploma and an advanced diploma in yoga from University of Mumbai. I also did a 1-year naturopathy course in Mumbai and learned various alternate therapies. We moved to Delhi in 2005. I started taking yoga classes at home. In 2008, I was hired by one of the most reputed schools in Delhi, where I have studied also as a student. And they hired me as the first ever regular yoga teacher. And the principal there told me that I'm hiring you because seeing you, the students and the staff will get inspired to do yoga. And that was the best compliment I've ever got from anyone. Standing, you can stand. So first, we are going to do some spinal exercise, because our spine is the main thing through which all the nerves are going to the entire body. Like you have a main switchboard in your house. So if there's any problem in that main switchboard, that particular electrical point will not work. In the same way, all the connections to your body are going from your spine. So we do just simple stretches. We just stand in comfortable position. You can do that sitting as well. So you just stretch your spine up as much as you can. You can do this sitting as well. Feel the stretch in your spine right from your tailbone and right to your neck. Arms straight, keep your back straight. All the time, please try to keep your back straight. And you can bring your hands down. We took it one, now do it with the breath. Breathing in, stretch up, interlock, and stretch as much as you can. Everyone, please do to your own capacity, because I'm not able to see anyone. And exhaling, you can come back. Okay, now we do sideways stretch of the spine. So you could be standing with your feet together, or you could take a little gap between your feet, and even while sitting, just raise your hands up again. Inhaling. Exhaling, just bend sideways, keeping your body in the same plane. And you feel a good stretch here. Okay, inhaling, come back. Exhaling to the other side. Let your head be in between your arms and your elbow straight. Then feel a good stretch here. And exhaling, come back. Now, inhaling other side. Now see, this is a stretch that you do only when you're doing some kind of an exercise. Okay, exhaling, come back. Other side. We never do this posture unless we're doing any exercise. Because if you have to pick up anything, come in the center, twisting of the spine. So you can keep sitting and just twist this way. Keep this part fixed and just twist and look back. Come in the center. Now exhaling, just to the other side. Inhaling, come back. Exhaling to the other side. And inhaling, come back. Now we do a backward stretch. So hands up and just eyes open and look back as much as you can and feel a backward stretch of the spine. And exhaling, come back. Inhaling, move back, eyes open, stretch as much as you can. Feel a backward stretch at your waist. And exhaling, come back. This is increasing your lung capacity and the current of bioelectricity going through your body, which will rejuvenate every single cell of your body. Okay, so now we're going to do some pranayams. So you can just sit with your back straight. Is that okay? I have time. It's 5:40. Can I do the pranayams? Okay. So everybody can just sit with their back straight and eyes closed and follow the instruction, because you guys going to be doing Anulom Vilom Pranayam, alternate nostril breathing. So I think since it's the first time, I'm going to do just for 5 to 7 minutes. Okay. Otherwise, you'll all go to sleep and get bored. Okay. So just take your back straight, and you can just use your thumb and your fingers to close and open your nostril. So just close, and if your hand gets tired, you can change your hand. Just be comfortable with that. So please close your right nostril for now. And breathe in from left. Now close both your nostrils and breathe out from right. Continue this process, breathing in from one nostril, closing both the nostrils, and breathing out from the other. Also, you can do laughter therapy, because that when you laugh, it creates endorphins, which are the happy hormones in our body. And so you can just do that as well. So this was just one pranayam I taught. We can also do a very small pranayam if you have time, a Brahmi pranayam, which is like symbolically we close our senses, which is like we put a finger on your eyes, our nose, our lips, and ear, and close our ears, and we'll join our jaws together. Join your jaws together and make a humming bee sound. You'll feel a vibration in your head. Inhale through your nose. Make a humming bee sound. You can rub your palms together and keep your hands on your face. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if I short up with the time, and And I'm open for any question answers if anybody wants to ask.
How much time we should stop when we inhale? How much time we should hold the breath?
Because everybody will have their own capacity. Yoga is all about knowing yourself. So it is every you should do to your own capacity, not overshoot it, and always try to enhance your capacity. So I will have a different count. It is each to their own. Just do to your own capacity, to your own comfort level.
My question was that for BP patients, is Anulom Vilom all right?
All right. Anulom Vilom balances the left and the right sides of the brain. So it can be done by everybody. But yes, you will not hold your breath. You will do simple breathing in and breathing out like I just did. For BP patients, you should not hold your breath because that will put stress on your heart.
But then why do they say, the other breathing exercises which the medical doctors are suggesting that, hold your breath for 20 seconds to strengthen your lungs and then release, breathe in, hold and release. In these COVID times, you are getting all these doctors suggesting lung exercises. So that's not right for BP patients?
No, so what they are telling on TV or on the media is a generalized statement. But they're not specifying that, they're making general statements. So they're absolutely right. Holding the breath, it increases your lung capacity. But then there are contraindications. If there's for BP patients, high BP patients, if you're holding your breath, it will put pressure on your heart. So they are not telling that contraindications because they are making a general statement in the public.
Thank you, Mrs. Vishu Gupta, for giving us such a wonderful discourse on your yoga journey. Yoga, way, life, my story. Yoga is an age-old practice of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual discipline, which originated in India. And we are pleased that you explained the discipline with so much of ease, with examples and participation of all the members. Thank you for being with us and speak to our group with record attendance today, especially the better halves who are attending to know your journey. Thank you once again.
Moving on, Vijay, can I request you for the General Secretary report also?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Baljit Singh Bedi, General Secretary and founder member of AoE. Thank you, members, guests, and guest speakers who have helped AoEans to in gaining entrepreneurial learning. Good things happen in your life because of good thoughts in your mind. And usually these good thoughts are there in your mind because of good people in your life. The principal objective of AoE is learning, knowledge and wisdom sharing, creating opportunities for relationship building between members and helping each other grow. AoE at present, this was the 104th AoE meeting in the present form. 92nd after AoE got registered as a society, a non-profit organization. Chairman Shishir Chaturvedi, thank you for your enthusiasm and motivation given to managing committee members and to all other members. We have 30 wonderful entrepreneur members. However, we need to add more members every month. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Baljit. Can I request Mr. Vikas Rajput to give the treasurer report, please?
Thank you, Shishir. Good evening once again. The AoE membership costs rupees 12,000 per annum. The invoices for the current financial year has not been generated due to the prevailing pandemic situation. However, they shall be forwarded in the first week of June to all the members whose renewal is due. I request all members who receive information on their membership dues to please clear them at the earliest. AoE membership payments can now be made through debit, credit cards, and wallets also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vikas. I thank all of those who are present today at AoE meeting. Thanks to Neeraj Chauhan for his great presentation. Thank you very much, Ms. Vishu Gupta. Actually, my back is feeling better. Right? After those few exercises, I could touch my toes after a long time, but that was probably because I was sitting.